think of this guitar top as a sponge. And so what happens when you leave your sponge out overnight? Well, it dries up and kind of turns into a little rock, and then you pour a few drops of water on it. It starts to get a little damp and pliable, yes, but then if you put it under the sink, it's all wet and soggy. Guitar tops are pretty similar. They're going to dry out or they're going to swell relative to the humidity, which is why we build between 40 and 50%, so that we build, and all legitimate guitar makers do this as well. You build at this midpoint in the climate. So if the instrument should go to, say, Denver, Colorado in the winter, or Chicago in the winter where it's super dry and cold, well, you better humidify that guitar. I don't care if it's a plywood guitar or a solid top guitar, if it's $300 or $30,000, in that super dry climate, it's going to dry out so much that you could permanently damage your guitar. The opposite, to a lesser degree, but the opposite is also true in super wet environments, Miami, in the summer, because it's going to swell. And although instruments are able to flex and swell and expand and contract, think of, like I grew up in Boston, think of my wood door in the winter. It dries and super easy to open and close, but in the summer when it swells, it scrapes on the ground and you can't, you have to force it closed. What's happened? Well, moisture has entered or exited that wood. Guitar tops are the same.